Hi Scorpio, welcome to your monthly tarot reading with me, Raphael Ray from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining me. So, before we start, I would like to bless both of these decks with all forms of love, like peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, let's see what your actions and your interactions with the world at large have in store for you this month of May. Okay, well, one card jumped out straight away and you have the Ace of Wands. This is beautiful because it represents vibrancy, energy, dynamism. You know, the Ace of Wands is a card of action. It's a card of deep action. It's a card of basically willpower, and it's a card of real willpower. You know, the type of emotive and fiery and dynamic change that happens, you know, because the aces represent beginnings. They represent the start of something, and the Ace of Wands is things that you do in a big way, things that you do in an expansive way, because it's just like, it's almost like a spring kind of energy, because it's like just pure and utter unbridled power. This is the wand that the magician holds in his hand, you know, and you've got a fire card, the embodiment and the epitome of fire in the Ace of Wands in your actions and your interactions. This is going to be the month where you really start to work on something of your own that you come to be known for. This is going to be the month where you really start to put pen to paper. This is going to be the month where you really decide to start making moves. This is going to be the month where you start to really decide to make something happen, to make something concrete. And the exciting thing about it is the Ace of Wands is, you know, like I said, all aces are beginnings, but the aces are like the root foundation. They're like everything. It's like saying to somebody, you have everything that you need. And you know, this is a wand. What are wands? Wands represent our ability to use our willpower, to use the magic of the universe. And I always say this to everybody: if you were given a magic wand tomorrow, what would you do with it? What would you change about your life? What would you add to your life? What would you remove from your life? You know, this card in this position gives you the ability to do what it is that you say you want to do. It gives you the ability to, and you know, as the saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility. And you know, it sounds like a cliche, but that is the truth of it. You are being given, in the Ace of Wands, in your actions and your interactions this month, you're being given a shot by the universe to really direct and enforce change within your own life like never before. You know, the Ace of Wands comes along, you know, it's a rare card to pull. I mean, they're all rare because there's only 78 of them, so the possibilities are endless. But you know, when the Ace of Wands shows up, especially in this position, it's kind of like a nod from the universe to say, right, okay, you know what, you've asked for the steering wheel and I'm going to give you it. What is it that you want to implement? What is it that you want to change? What is it that you want to add? What is it that you want to remove? And you have the opportunity to do exactly that this month. It's kind of like, it's all you. You know, like, what do you want to create? What do you want to do? What do you want to make or have in your life? Because you have the blessing to go forward and get it. The other thing about this card as well, just as a side note, is it represents books, creating books, blogs, vlogs, all of that stuff, you know, like what I'm doing now, a video YouTube. All of that sort of stuff comes under that, because it's the actual doing of it. It's no longer the planning stage. It's like, right, okay, so I write my plan and then I just start doing it. I just start making it happen. This isn't a month for you to sit and plan and write things down. This is a month for you to get going. Okay, so in the money and materials sector, you have... Ooh. The Nine of Pentacles. This is absolutely stunning. I love this card. And it's a Pentacles card, the Earth card, in the Earth sector, the money and the materials. So the Nine of Pentacles represents beauty. It represents skill. It represents our innate connection to all the things that we're capable of, to all of our own personal possibilities. It's a card of deep skill. So like the Three of Pentacles would be something that you are learning to do. The Nine of Pentacles, because 9 is the completion of the numerology cycle, the Nine of Pentacles is very similar to the 10, but it's not quite the achievement or the accomplishment. What the Nine of Pentacles represents is you've already acquired everything that you need to now start to manifest it. So it's interesting because your actions and your interactions, you've got the wand, you have it, you've got the power to start making those sweeping Harry Potter changes if you feel to. The Nine of Pentacles in the money and the materials kind of suggests you need to stop waiting. This isn't the month to procrastinate. This isn't the month for you to say, oh, you know, I'm waiting on this or I'm waiting on that. The waiting is over. Now is the time to start doing, because the Nine of Pentacles suggests that you've already accumulated, you already have all that you need. In terms of money and materials, if that's what you're saying you need, wave your wand. You know, say to the universe, right, I want a money spell. I want this, I want that, I want support, I want backing, I want, you know, abundance. Whatever it is that you're saying that you need, this is not a month to wait for it. It's a month to manifest it by your sheer force of will. And in doing so, you put yourself in a position of understanding. And the true understanding of this whole thing is that actually I already have everything that I need to create what it is that I want. And that is a really powerful place to be, because the Nine of Pentacles is all about manifestation. It's the final push. Like the 10 of Pentacles would be the I can actually lay my hands on it. The Nine of Pentacles is the understanding that it's already on its way. So this would be like the law of attraction, and the 10 of Pentacles would be the attraction fulfilled. Do you know what I mean? And it's like this in your money and your materials. It kind of says to me that they're already blessed, they're already growing, and if you can enact that will in line with faith and belief of what it is that you want, you can absolutely achieve everything that you set out to. Really, I mean, this is great. So far you have a fire card in the fire sector, you have an earth card in the earth sector. Let's see what your communications bring you. Ooh, okay, so you have the Page of Cups. Beautiful card, because it represents the power of your imagination. It represents the ability that you have innately, especially as a Scorpio, to comb your rich inner world to bring the best of you forward, because it's all to do with creativity, it's all to do with art, it's all to do with using the imagination to create the things that you want. One of the laws of magic actually is that in order to enact your will with the wand, you need to be able to visualize and hold on to that vision to bring it about. And this is really interesting. So although in your communication sector, which would usually be the swords, you've got the Page of Cups, it very much says that your communication this month is going to be coming from a really deep place, a really deep place of understanding, which, you know, you guys are no stranger to. You guys feel at such a deep level that sometimes you go numb if you don't acknowledge it. However, the card of the Page of Cups always talks about the ability to look at and sit with the emotions that you have. It's about combing your internal world and saying, right, what do I feel? And if I don't feel anything, as often is the case with the Page of Cups, I kind of see this as a dual stroke. It represents how powerful your imagination is and how powerful your ability to create things is, but it also has a duality to it, because it's about having an emotionally detached feeling and thinking, oh, why don't I feel anything? You don't feel anything because you're not truly observing your emotions. And at this moment in time, you need to find some way to communicate that to the people that you care about most. And more importantly, you need to find a way to communicate it to yourself. Your internal world and your ability to create things is really deeply rich. And you're already being told you have everything that you need to create exactly what it is that you want. Now you just need to hold on to the vision, observe what you're truly feeling, and decide if what you're truly feeling matches the vibration and the thought form of what it is that you want to create. This is really interesting. You know, this is the month, and children will feature quite heavily this month. The Page of Cups represents kids, apart from the Six of Cups, I would say, represents children more than any other card, I would personally say. And the reason I say that is because it reminds you of what it is like, or what it was like to be youthful. It reminds you of what it was like to be young. It reminds you to get in touch with, you know, kids have an amazing imagination. They can think, you know, like playing in the garden, it's like being in a jungle, and you know, that ability to take yourself out of where you are and really project yourself there. This is, I kind of feel like, the motif that you're being given. You're being asked to really hold on to the vision of what you want, to understand that you have everything that you need in order to manifest it and make it reality. And then you're being given the wand by the universe to say, right, okay, now that you've got it in here and you can see it out there, and you're holding that vision in your mind, and you're truly aware of what you're feeling, it's like a snooker player, you know, they look at the angles, you know, of how the ball's going to move and how it's going to bounce and stuff. And this is exactly what's happening on an internal level for Scorpios. You're having this moment where you're really aligning yourself, and it's like, okay, now I can see the vision, okay, and now I'm going to use my wand to create. I'm doing lots of this today to pick up a wand. So really exciting, really exciting. This month, when you have conversations about money and materials and abundance, you will probably end up surprising yourself with some of the ideas that you have. But more importantly, listen to what other people's ideas are, because you will find things that speak to and resonate for yourself. You know, that's the whole point of conversation, is that there's some part of you that resonates with what's going on, or what's being put forward, or what's being shared. You know, true communication is mutually beneficial. Okay, so in your heart and your half sector, wow, look at this. You've got the Fool, and I mean, these cards are exciting to me anyway. And this is really interesting because the Fool card, some people say it represents Uranus, some people say it represents Aquarius. I like to see it as a bit of both. So you've got the air, you've got the water, you've got the pentacle, the earth in the pentacles, and you've got they've got the fire in the wands. Now we're talking about magician territory. This is, you know, you've got all four elements, and when you look at a magic circle or a magician circle, they have all four elements. That's true balance, and that is true power. The Fool card shows up when brand new places, brand new people, brand new and exciting experiences are about to grace our lives. In terms of numerology, the Fool and the 0 is pure potential, which is why it's the most powerful card in the entire deck, even more than the Magician, even more so than the High Priestess. You know, the Fool trumps everything, because it can be all things and it can be no thing. And the point is that you get to choose. You know, that's the beauty of it. So for those of you that are single, this is going to be somebody that you just don't see coming is about to come in and knock you square between the eyes. And this is going to be somebody that you really connect with on a really deep level. And the way that you will know that it's this person is you will both share a very, very deep, and I mean really deep, appreciation for true beauty. And you know, whatever you find truly beautiful, whether it's nature, whether it's people, whether it's photography, whether it's art, music, books, whatever it is on that list, you will both have a mutual attraction to each other based on your ability to really deeply look into or at something and see the beauty of that thing or person. For those of you that are currently coupled or in established relationships, this means that exciting times are on the horizon. This means lots of change and lots of surprises are coming in for you, which is great. You know, because the Fool card represents it just represents things that you do on a whim. It's completely spontaneous. It's the curveball that you don't see come in. It's the opportunity that comes that you just don't expect. And I kind of feel for you guys, it's going to be an opportunity to travel. It will be an opportunity for you and your partner to go somewhere that you've never been before, but maybe have always wanted to. And it will come spontaneously. So be aware and be alert and be, you know, be sure if you want to do it, if you want to go somewhere or you get offered the opportunity, you know, be ready to go at the drop of a hat. For those of you that are trying, this could definitely be the month where you conceive. Why? Because the 0, the Fool, represents the womb. It's that pure potential, and then on top of that you've got the wand, which is the phallus. You know, those two things coming together. But like I said, this is a card of action, of things happening in the world. This is conception. So for some of you, this will be the month where you conceive. So really, really exciting times. And the fact that the Fool kind of colours this whole thing, because it's the most powerful card in the deck, and it's certainly the most powerful card here. You've got all of the elements, earth, air, fire and water. You've got the balance, you've got the understanding, and it's kind of like, I can see it all just coming together for you, and it's like you're just gearing up to that moment where you can go, and it all just starts to and fall into place. Really exciting month for you guys, really, and it's about bloody time as well, isn't it, really? Okay, so well, would you look at that? The Fool is your key to the month. I mean, the other thing with the Fool is it's telling you that you can take some calculated risks, that you can be a bit more spontaneous, that you can do those things that, you know, certainly for those of you that are into extreme sports and stuff, this could definitely be a month where you could go for stuff like that and have a bloody good time doing it. And I mean really, you know, lots and lots of fun, parachuting, paragliding, all that kind of stuff. The Fool card as the key to the month is basically saying that you're blessed, you're protected, because the thing is about the Fool as well, it represents young people and young outlooks and their spontaneity to just say, I want to do that, so I'm going to do it. And they rush in all hardy, you know, there's no thought of the danger or anything like that. And the reason that they tend to come out of it unscathed is because it's pure, the intent is pure. And that's the other thing about the Fool card, is it's a very pure experience, and it gives you experiences that you don't have any, you know, as you get older, you build sort of tools and stuff into your way of being. Which is a good thing, because, you know, it gives you coping mechanisms. But the Fool card experiences tend to be things that you have no tools stored for, and the reason it does that is because it allows you to act from a place of who you truly are. And when you act from a place of who you truly are, it's so pure, it's so purely who you are, you know, that these things have a way of revealing who you are and who you've become to you. And sometimes that can be amazing, and sometimes it can be scary. But either way, when the Fool card shows up, you can bet your bottom dollar you are in for a big change, and you are in for meeting people and places and having opportunities come your way that just don't happen every day. And, you know, like I said to you before, this, especially under this as well, you know, being given the wand by the universe, it happens so rarely. Don't waste it, don't squander it, but make sure you enjoy it. Scorpio, have an amazing month. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an awesome month, and I will see you very soon for more videos. Take care.